Good morning, it's the 30th of March today. Cold frosty start, but it's turned out quite nice. A bit breezy, there's quite a bit of wind around, but at least we've got a bit of sunshine. I know I've done a couple of videos the last few days, but this morning I've had to take all the fleece off all the bedding plants, all the basket plants, to give them a good water. And while I was doing so, I thought I'd give you a little look at them and one or two tips on what I actually do to produce better baskets. I'll turn the camera around and we'll have a look. Thank you. Right, this is a bed of lobelia. These are all on my trenches at the moment. They'll all get shifted later. This is a new lobelia called Infinity. It's a bush lobelia, but it's actually good for baskets. Everything that I've got here, there's nothing from seed, it's all from cuttings. So this is a cutting variety. It's one of the newer varieties. Very nice, and it makes a lovely mound on the side of a basket. Moving along to waterfall. The waterfall, they do it in a few different colours, but I only grow the blue and the white. This is the white one. I'm just going to show you. For all this is a trailing lobelia, and we want it to trail. They do better if you get nice bushy plants, so they're better off with a little bit of a haircut. Just go along and snip the growing tips out. I've taken the growing tip out of 3 there. That will bush out and make a much better plant. I do that with a lot of my plants. These are all needing to be watered. Moving along, stock plants at the back. That's the one that was bent yesterday. I've pulled it out. That's going in the bin. That one's going to get pulled out. That's going in the bin. Right, waterfall blue. Again, you can see it's starting to shoot off. It is a big trail. You can see this. I'm going to take it back. Again, this is from cuttings. That's made a more neat, compact plant. But we are looking for long trails, which it will produce, but now it will produce several long trails rather than just a few. So that, I'll go through all of these and clip them. Now what I've taken off there, you can see there, that would make a good cutting. You just remove just underneath there. Right, I've taken it down to a lower leaf. You would remove that bottom leaf and that will make a nice cutting, and it will take about probably about 10 days to root up and produce a new plant. Once it starts to grow, pinch the tip out to make a much bushier plant. You'll see quite a few that I've done further on. Just moving along, waterfall blue, later set. It's all lobelia up here, apart from right on the end I've got a few bacopa, just young plants. Again, nice trailing plant. If they are bushing out already, as long as they bush out, I won't pinch them, but if they don't bush out properly, I will pinch them. On that side, we've just got a few lettuce to go in, some broad beans to go in, some peas to go in, a few spring onions ready to plant. An overall view right across the greenhouse. But we'll go down and take a look down there, and I'll show you a few other items. I'm still potting leeks up. Right, we've got Dichondra. It's a silver falls. It's a beautiful silver foliage plant. Trails right down the baskets. Saphinias. These are all the newer varieties. They're all from cutting. Petunia Cascade Cherry. It's again, they're a type of Saphinia. Cascade Rim Violet. Deep Blue. These have all been stopped in the early stages. Red. Apple Blossom. Struggling a little bit, the apple blossom. They're better plants over there. Rim Magenta. These are all Saphinias all the way down. Deep blue, white. Now I've just stopped all the white. You can see where I've cut them all, cut these back. They'll bush out. I'll just lift one out and show you. These were quite straggly plants, but you can see all the new growth starting to come away from the side, like side shoots. Take the growing tip out, which you can see I have done, and that'll bush out and make a much better plant. Moving down onto verbenas. These are white ones I've got no labels for. Verbena red, again a mixture of trailing and upright here. Pink star, enchantment coral, very nice, and some white on the end. These are the barrels for the leeks, just starting to be emptied out. Again, I'll refill these, but they will have, I'm starting to pot some more leeks up. This whole trench will be full. of probably leeks ready still to fulfill the orders. And there we have some that late set ones. Moving along. Now you can see this is a full tray of, I mean, that would make good cutting material. There's bits of verbena in there, there's bits of lobelia, and there's bits of petunia. I'll show you. This would make a good cutting. Remove the bottom. Just beneath a pair of leaves, I'll remove some more there. And there's a nice cutting. I don't use rooting powder, but you can do, it does help. But I never use rooting powder, just straight into compost. As long as it's on a warm heated cable, they'll root up no problem. Bidens, some of the newer varieties. This one's Blazing Fire, doing alright. Everything needs watered. Into Dioecias. There's a pink one there which is very nice. These are nice bushy plants, if we can see. Again, I've just stopped some. If I can come across them. White Diacia, fuchsia. I'm trying to see the ones that I've actually stopped. There we are. Some of the red. And if we look here very close, you can see I've taken all the growing tips out of them. See if I can find the one that I haven't done. And there's some there. So basically, just snip the tips out, and they'll bush out. They'll make a much better plant. These have been stopped. And a Peter, very long trails in the basket. People like to see that in the baskets. Hasn't started to grow yet. Bidens. I've got a few different kinds of Bidens. There's some more. Blazing Fire. It's a nice newer one. Some of the Brassicum. I only grow a couple of varieties of Brassicum. Just a little bit of different colour in the baskets. Moving on, Queen of Hearts was a new one last year, New Sophinia, or Petunia, some people call them. Again, these have been stopped, and as you can see, they're making nice plants. Moving on to this side, this is one of the newer varieties, Glacier Sky. It's very similar to Night Sky, but this has a white frill around the outside of the leaf. Moving further along, Rim Cherry, Glacier Sky again. Raspberry Star, that's a new one, it's quite a nice one. These are all good heavy trailers. Rim Cascade, Raspberry Star, Rim Magenta. You can more or less see. Then we've got the leeks up in large pots. These are all for collection late April, or, well, I hope people still come because of the virus. Some Cosmos here, that's probably from seed. Don't take cuttings from that. Then move in more Bidens, and then I've got the ivy leaf geraniums. And then moving further down, another tunnel. This is, I've been growing these for a few years now. These are called Trixie plugs, and they're from Ball Colgrave. There's actually 3 cuttings in every plug. You pay a bit more for them because there's 3 plants in, but they do give you, they do a colour mix. You can get different varieties. This one's Lollipop. That's all Calabricia. Not Calabricia, yeah, Calabracia. Some people call them little petunias. There's a one just starting to flower. There'll be 3 different colours in a plug, and I usually put 3 plugs, which is 9 plants, to a basket, and we get good baskets. Moving along, there's Pastel. Cherry Kiss. White Wedding, this is nice. Again, put plenty to a basket and you end up with really big baskets. Obviously they have lobelia, Calabricia and verbena in there, but they make a beautiful basket. We did some of these up at Beamish. Amarina Cream, that's a fairly new one. Pink Petticoat. and then plain petticoat. These are in larger pots, they're in 1 litre pots, and they'll make good plants. Move over again. As we see, I've got fleece hanging everywhere. It's ready just to pull over on a cold night. Leeks in larger pots. These are up into 3 litre pots now. Pot bench, right. Begonias, I don't grow, well, I have got all the double begonias up in the top greenhouse. I've also got another polytunnel full of different varieties again. But in here we've got, these are begonia semps, but I do use these in tub work and basket work. I just put them into 12 packs to get them growing and get a nice root ball on them, and then they're easy to move on. There's the dark leaf and the light leaf, and I grow red, white and a couple of different shades of pink. And we move into impatiens. Again, I do exactly the same in a 12 pack. Once they're decent in growth, they will go out and into baskets and tub work. And